I could manage without my husband, but I couldn't make it through a day without my sister. After 7 years in Indonesia, I've realized I can't go back to China. Not because I don't miss home, but because here, I found a balance between life and work that once seemed impossible. My parents still ask, will you move back to China one day? If you're not happy here, just come home. My answer now, it's a clear and a firm no. What changed? When I first arrived, my biggest struggle was food. Nothing tasted right to me. There were days I couldn't figure out what to eat, so I just skipped meal, often only eating once a day. That's why the thinnest I've ever been as an adult was during my first year in Indonesia. I slowly found a few restaurants and dishes I love, but here's the thing, as soon as I feel for a dish, they either change their cooking style or shut down entirely. Even the nasi padang closed its door. Ricky always joked that I have zero luck with food and we should never get into a restaurant business. Fast forward to now, I am the heaviest I've ever been as an adult. I embrace Indonesian food, bebek goreng, nasi utuk, bakmi lica, bakmi, bihun gari, and I spend money with every meal. Eating well sounds like a small thing, but it meant I could finally stop just surviving and start focusing on building a real life here. I have 2 kids, one over 5, one is over 2, and career is very important to me. In Indonesia, having a sister isn't a luxury, it's essential. To be honest, I could manage without my husband, but I couldn't make it through a day without my sister. 就是我可以没有老公，但是一定不能没有 sister. So sister handles the little small daily stuff that my husband simply can't, even though he is pretty involved with the kids. I know some of you might be thinking you could hire helpers in China too. Technically, you're right, but the social expectations placed on women, especially mothers, are very different between China and Indonesia. Let me be clear. I am only talking about my relatives and friends in the similar social circles. I'm not generalizing all Chinese or Indonesian women. This is just my own experience with people around me. Z, Y, and Vera. We're from the same city in Hunan, same age, same education background, graduated from the same university in UK. We all married with 2 kids, and these days I am basically their therapist. Though they might have better financial condition, but their lives are so much more stressful than mine. And it's all because of the pressure around motherhood and work. Friend Z, a former Huawei employee, now a stay-at-home mom with 2 kids in Shenzhen. She drives a Maybach and could easily afford helpers, but they never hired one. Her parents and in-laws take turns helping her raise the children. They have high standards and distrust outsiders. After her second child, the pressure didn't ease. Her own parents pushed her to restart her career. The message was clear. Being just a mom isn't enough. Friend Y, a career woman in Changsha with a British husband. She hired a helper and pays her own mother to help. Yet her mother constantly guilt-trapped her. Like your child is closer to the nanny than you. On top of that, her nanny often refuses to follow her rules because most helpers in China are over 40 years old or 50 years old. And they think they know better than young moms. So my friend Y offloaded the physical work, but her mental load is through to the roof. She's stuck between the work stress and mom guilt. That's the thing about East Asia society. It places incredibly high demands on mothers, and the harshest critics usually our own moms. Their criticism comes with love and concern, standing on a moral high ground that makes you feel like totally hopeless. I get it because my parents are the same. My mom never stopped reminding me to fulfill my duty as a mom. My dad, the minute I gave birth and I was in confinement month, he told me never to give up my own career, build it bigger and stronger if you get the chance. Luckily, distance dilutes that pressure. I'm in Indonesia, they're in China, so their words fade across the distance. I am free enough to define motherhood and ambition on my own term. In Indonesia, having a sister is normal and accepted. My friend, who is a working mom, she has a sister and mbak at home, plus occasionally the help from her mom and mother-in-law. And they handle 2 kids. They can handle it. Most importantly, the sister follows her parenting style. Does her mom criticize her? I don't know for sure. But I'm sure Indonesian mothers facing their own pressure. But from what I have seen, like my mother-in-law, she never criticized her own daughter's parenting style. And she never pushed her own daughter to go back to work after having kids. So in here, I feel no one implies I love my children less because I have helpers. At least I've never felt that pressure. That's a huge mental relief for me, for women. I sometimes wonder if Chinese women feel a deeper insecurity, a need to be ready for anything, especially divorce. You need to be able to support yourself and your kid on your own. Here in Indonesia, I feel marriage might not be perfect, but they feel more stable. Maybe it's religion, maybe it's culture, but I feel less anxious about my marriage here. My ideal life is simple: a stable family, a growing career, and the space to breathe without being judged. In Indonesia, I think I have all that. Maybe things will change in 10 or 20 years, but for now, for this season of my life, I am not going back to China. What do you think about the pressure on mothers across different cultures? Have you ever felt torn between 2 different ways of life? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in next videos. Bye bye! 祝你今天特别开心，我们下个视频再见，拜。